Dear participants, it's 2 p.m. Moscow time. I welcome all of you to our BIM Skill Camp Introduction Day. As I see right now in the moment, many participants are joining our stream in Zoom and on YouTube. So I would ask you to give them some minutes. And in meantime, we will not waste our time. We will really do some preparation. So I mean, what is on your screen, you will see some introduction. What I would ask you, all of you, do for our opening ceremony. So I mean, initially just mute your microphone. If you have any questions, please use Zoom chat. With via video channel, we would ask you to have to see your faces. So if you have a good internet connection, please turn on your video. I would ask you to rename all of you according to the example. So please write your name in English and the country which country you are from. And the last interesting functionality, I don't know, will already, yeah, our interpreter is already here. We have an option for Chinese participants with translation from English to Chinese. You can choose the voice channel and you will see my presentation translated into Chinese. Thank you, Lina Chen, who will be interpreter for today for that additional service. So we will give additional couple of minutes everyone to join and we will start. By the way, that our introduction session will be recorded. I will right now turn on the recording. And if you or your colleagues would like to see it again, it's no problem. Okay, let's go on. So, welcome everyone to our Future Skills Skill Camp. Today we are open a skill camp for BIM skill, and I will host that day. So my name is Alexey Andreev. I am BIM skill competition manager for WorldSkills Russia, and from my experience, I was chief expert at WorldSkills World Championship last year in Kazan. I would like to introduce my team, the team of experts who prepared that event. I was not able to do it alone. So that these three really my crew, I would say. So first of all, it's Albert Sumin. He's represent industry. He's come from company which called BIM Academy. He was responsible for the designing the test task. And we really, through him, have a very close connection to the industry. So the second person is Anna Kratkova. He's my deputy for that event, and she comes from a university, from Novosibirsk University for Architecture. So she really covers that part. And Dmitry Stepanov, you see, he comes from a college. He was responsible for governing the participant from Russia's side. So all we four, that was our crew, it was our team. We developed and organized that event. If we're talking about our skill camp, so honestly speaking, we originally we talked more than half years ago with all skills Russia team, and the idea came thanks to Alina Daskanova. She will be with us today. She proposed to us what we will have with skill camp, and originally we also thought what it will be offline, and we really planned for end of July to gather every team in Moscow. But you see, something changed, something happens, but it does not stop us for doing a skill camp. Even we have a benefit of that. Due to online format, we are able to invite as many participants as possible. So if we're talking about who right now will participate in our skill camp, you see there is 14 countries here. So I really very like what we have so many countries. We have 130 participants, and that number is increasingly from day to day. So as understood, not each not each country understood the requirements. Not every country included, for example, the students into the participation leads. They include only experts. So that's why I guess that number is not more actual, and we have more than 140 participants. And that is the reason why we today have two channels. So I mean, one channel which we streaming through the Zoom, and in our channel we streaming from YouTube, just because we are not able. Okay, Zoom is not able. We are able, but Zoom is not able to gather all participants and to be able to track such amount. So we will have 9-day trainings, and I will come about that schedule a little bit later. But right now, I would invite Alina Daskanova, who is the Deputy Director General for International Relations for WorldSkills Russia, and who is also the technical delegate in WorldSkills International and WorldSkills Russia to greet us. Alina, are you here?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you that you joined Skills Camp. WorldSkills Russia initiated the Skills Camp because of several reasons. First of all, Future Skills is not just a camp and not just competition for us. Future Skills is a complex, holistic program. So we start from forecast new technology and new skills, then describe this new technology and the skills profile. Then we pilot through skills camp and through competition. And then what is the most important, we are trying to develop new educational program for our institutions and for our educational partners. And in WorldSkills in Russia, WorldSkills is a network of educational institutions, of colleges and universities. So for us, it's important to provide the new technology and new educational program to the system. From another hand, when we got this situation with pandemic, it was quite a challenge from the beginning, because we understood that we have to develop our provide professional development for experts, to keep training with competitors, and as well to identify new online formats of education for the whole system. So in Russia, we developed quite a lot of solutions. We even will have our national competition in distant online format and in spread on format. So then we understood that we would like to share our best practice from all the world, as well to find the partners for further development of future um, skills and BIM as well. And what is important that we already succeed with BIM competition during WorldSkills Kazan 2019. BIM is considering and will be official skill for Shanghai 2021, and also it's in the list of the skill for BRICS competition in November this year. So we are looking forward to develop the skill in general, as well as to support our experts and actually all world community of experts and our competitors. And also thank you that you join and find time to join, because we truly believe that our experts are leaders of educational system development from one hand, and from another hand, we understand that now more and more working place will be online, remote, and distant. So we are also piloting new model of economic of employability and cooperation between countries with through the skills camp. And thank you, Alexei, that you arrange this training, and thank you for your team. I wish good luck and good productive time for everyone, and enjoy your cooperation even through online. We already understand that it's quite productive. So have productive time.
Thank you, Dalina. Thank you very much. And from side of skill, from BIM skills, we really feel your support and support of the old WorldSkills Russia team. So thank you very much. So right now you see we got a greeting from WorldSkills Russia, but we also, as a very popular skill, we also got a greeting from another part of globe. So I mean, we got the greeting from Ireland, and I will introduce Rai English, who is a CEO technical delegate of WorldSkills Ireland. But it looks something went wrong, and we cannot. Just a second, maybe. Okay, unfortunately, it looks what it does not start on any reason, but just before I tested and it works. So it looks the last update worked not very well, but maybe just another try. 1 second. No, it looks it. Okay, so unfortunately, I was not able to show you the greetings from Rai English. So in that case, I will provide the link to his greetings to your participation. So what you could also hear what he talked to us and what he wished to us today. Okay, can happens, and what is backside of our remote set of our skill camp. But we going forward. Agenda for today meeting. So we will have two parts. One is we will talk about BIM, why it's important, and why BIM skill was appeared. Then we'll have a 10 minutes break, and we will come back and we will discuss with students and with experts the skill camp organization schedule and all our parts. So first, we will start from a question, why BIM is important. So, I mean, every one of you knows what's we as a humans have been building our houses, bridges, roads for centuries. Why in that construction industry where we still have to work with a brick and mortar, why the beam was appeared? What does it mean? The reason is maybe not reason very easy, but it's very complex. Just because we right now building much more than we built before, the complexity of our buildings was increased, and our demand as a consumer was again increased. But the construction industry does not change a lot. And when we look to the construction industry and see what's going on there, we will see what unfortunately our EEC area is known for low productivity area. What if the houses are building, it's not clear when it will be built, how long will it takes, uh, uh, how materials will be used. There is a lot of waste from our construction. There is much in disintegration between engineers, architects from different direction if we're talking about the rail construction site, etc. So that all follows what's the perception of our construction area is not very good. And that happens in, you see, it's reports from UK, it happens in Russia, it happens, I guess, in many countries across the world. If we really talking, coming more deeply about that topic, you see that on the screen, the picture of a usual construction. You see the, I guess, office houses are building there. And if we come into the situation, more than 220 million people every day come into construction site. But through the not very well, let's say, design organizational process, the material waste rate is about 30%. So I mean, it's mean what's about half of materials which we consume on our construction site will be thrown away. Uh, Many reason of that is connected to the fact of disintegration at the design phase. What architects does not, the construction engineer does not know exactly, and exactly what architects, the changes which architects which did, and exactly the same happens with MEP engineers. Uh, Again, that's cause that's regional many hours backside of our construction. For example, average schedule overrun is 20%. I saw even more dramatic figures about that, or this average increase in cost. Uh, Again, many facts which I saw shows what's in some countries, some projects, it is two-digit numbers. So that's all just because disconnection, information silos, and data losses. So I mean, if you see current workers, we're working with paper drawings. There is different versions of documentations, uh, and that's all reasons what it's really not going very well. That's why the BIM is right. So if we're really talking about BIM or BIM, I talking BIM, that is really process, a model-centric process which covers the full life cycle of the buildings. So I mean, so that's why if we're talking about BIM in a global perspective, it's much more wider than that's what we will do during our skill camp, and something which we really touch during our BIM skills. But it is really the true, just because we really could concentrate on only one part. But the question which could arise, does it work? So I mean, as you could imagine, what BIM is another buzzword which appeared recently. It's some kind like Bitcoin hype, which does not have really to a technology, uh, but it's really works. So I mean, if we will track the history of BIM, it's come what's the principles of BIM, and the first attempts was what was created in mid or second half of the 20th centuries. Uh, I interestingly enough, what even the Sydney Opera was finished just because the construction and architects started to use BIM principles. If we look at our remarkable examples from the last century, I would mention many interesting houses, and not only houses, but buildings, which were built for the Olympic Games in Barcelona. But the real interest, the real widespread of BIM started about maybe 10 years ago. And the reason is very easy, just because the computer system, computer program, hardware, and even the internet and cloud-enabled solution was spread and developed enough to enable cooperational work between different professionals, and that's really worth. If we're talking about the industry, according to reports, vault reports, open reports, more than 74% United States companies, more than 72% UK companies, and about 70% Russian companies not only knows about BIM, but also already implemented some pieces of that BIM. So I mean, BIM itself is very comprehensive process, but the industry is already knows. The question is why that examples, what numbers is not spread it to the public. And when I spoke to some developers privately, they shows me uh, much very high figures, how much they save, how big was the efficiency increase. But the reason why they don't share that figures just because we see as a competitive advantage. So I mean, every saved money, every saved penny is the profit. So that's why we don't have figures from industry, but we have figures from the public. And uh, that comes to 2011, when UK government made this policies or created initiative, what they have to reduce the cost of government construction process from 50 to 20%. So it was just after the crisis 2008, and government really looked for any opportunity to save, and they used BIM as a tool to do it, and it was so successful. What they finished, they initially thought about 5 years project, they finished it earlier, and they launched another uh, uh, initiative which called Construction 2025, and you see that's the targets which they put there. So I mean, if we will edit with 20%, with 34%, we come to more than 50% of cost saving for the government construction. So it's really huge numbers. And our governments in our countries saw that public examples, and also decided to join and comes with several BIM initiative. So that is chart which I shows to you was from 2008, and that's I gave took it from this internet source. But not every country, not every initiatives would put on that chart. Just have a look. You see the countries from all continents, from all globe, who who already started and have been doing several initiatives in that direction. So I mean, the more countries have a problem with the money, the more they will be interested in real implementation BIM. And that's what happens right now with COVID. It's exactly goes into acceleration to use of BIM, of collaborative work through the cloud solution, and etc. So I mean, I really expect what already much more industry is much more government will speed up that process. And what does it mean to us? It means what we as education will have a huge demand to provide such people who know what does it mean BIM, and who could come to the industry and not just start to work, but even lead that BIM movement. Just because more and more countries, more and more government agency will need such professional. So I mean, so at least like Alina mentioned in her speech, we in Russia, or WorldSkills Russia, is perceived BIM as a really tool which help to transform for education, and we already has several success stories when the vocational schools decided to change the educational program and adapt the BIM into the curriculum. We right now in the process of working with high school, what they will more intensively will use a BIM in the curriculum, and even what we manage, we WorldSkills Russia organize special events for the companies, and they also come into to our skills, and with idea what they could retrain, they could use their wall skills, BIM skills to retrain the workforce, and even use the competition as a tool to prove if they people could work effectively and efficiently. So that's how we as education can help that. If we're talking about history of our skills, it's very interesting, because the BIM skills is the youngest uh, skill which belong to future skill company, future skills competition in future skills. The term of future skills was appeared recently, and it was initiative from WorldSkills Russia, when the Russia became to be a host of 35th World Championship. WorldSkills Russia decided to have a special area where the skills of 21st century will be presented. And we, BIM skills, uh, is the youngest among these future skills. Let's come into history. So our BIM skills is less than 2 years old. So we're really young. And the history started less than 2 years ago, when two countries, Ireland and Russia, decided to launch it on the national area. So you see from the left side, it's a awarding ceremony in Ireland, and interestingly enough, the uh, Irish team decided to do it as a individual competition. So you see the person who won. And we in Russia decided to launch a team competition, and you see again awarding ceremony for the first winner. So, but the interest and demand was from industry was so huge, what WorldSkills Russia decided to include BIM skills into this future skill zone for the WorldSkills World Championship, and as a follow-up, under supervision of WorldSkills International, we unified our two approaches. So I mean, we really get best of what Irish team created, Russian team created, and develop one unified description of a skill. Um, when in August last year we had a WorldSkills World Championship, and you see on in this picture the awarding ceremony. We had a place only for 5 teams, but we have more applications for to participate to what to our skills. And I know some of countries who today participated in our skill camp as a participants. We submitted application to the BIM skill at WorldSkills World Championship. Unfortunately, we were not able. We don't have a place to host it, but it was really a great event. And you see the awarding ceremony. The gold medal went to Ireland, the two silvers went to Russia and to Belarus team. So you see these teams on the podium. So that was really great event. And what happens after Kazan event? Uh, it happens following Ireland and Russia submitted proposal to WorldSkills International to include BIM skills into their official skills. And after the reviewing process, it's rarely had happened. So I mean, you see this, let's say, screenshot of a list of recommended new official skills for the championship in Shanghai, and building information modeling is one of that skills. So I mean, that is really very fantastic result for the skills, which was a little bit okay in that moment was 1 years old. So I mean, from 1 years old, we managed the way from no existence to be recommended to the official skills. And what we have right now, so I mean, that is the our technical description, which I mentioned to you, which we unified together. Uh, that technical description is already available at WorldSkills International website. It's even approved. So that's why I guess it could be some uh, changes or some improvements, but it will be a minor one. We in our skill camp really based our training based on that recommendation. Due to online format, a distributed format, we were not able to design a task which could be possible for, could be useful to for all models, to all tasks which are described here, but we pick up the most important one. Secondly, what happens? WorldSkills International appointed a skill competition manager. It's mean the person who is responsible for preparation for the skill uh, to the big competition, and that is the Malachi Matthews from TU Dublin. And I will try to, he also recorded a introduction to us, and I hope at least with him we will hear him. It does not look what, just a second, I will try to still will try to, no, unfortunately again, it's really could happens, and for any checks will not made free from the case that something does not work in the last minute. So okay, anyway, I will again send his greetings also to you, and you will also see him, so I mean, and his words, what he greets to us. I think it's very important what you see. WorldSkills Russia host the skill camp, but we have a very great support from other countries. We have a link, and we work together with WorldSkills International. So I mean, it's really we're in line with what's going on. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we'll come to skill cap objectives. Uh, uh, when we design the skills camp objectives, we also thought what's, yeah, we could give to you, what we can help to you, and we come to conclusion what maybe the uh, what we can really bring to really some kind of educate you, educate all of you. So I mean, we have two groups. It's experts and competitors. Or as we don't have competition, I would use the terms either participants or students. So we could really teach of you, give a taste. What does it mean competition? Give to you the understanding about the rules, documents, procedures, which will be necessary to you to launch the competition of your own level, or even go forward to Kazan. So that was really our goal. If we could not give all of you together, we will bring that, we will give this task to you, what you after can run the similar competition in your own country. That will really help you very fast to launch it. But it's our objectives. So it's that's what we as a BIM skill team thought, imagine, and really put our effort into designing that. I would maybe, okay, if it not happens with pre-recorded video, I would really maybe ask some of you who could step in and maybe share your own thoughts of your own ideas, why uh, your objectives maybe to participate in our skill camp, why you here, what you're expecting. I would really in that case will mention two experts who during our introduction call on Tuesday uh, told every one of us what we have very extensive own BIM practice. I would invite maybe Leon Chen from Chinese Taipei, and then Jarek Majira from Poland. If you are here, please unmute your microphone, turn on your video, and share why you are here, what you expect, and yeah, who will start? Marek, I see you are here.
Okay,
Jarek,
I
yeah.
can start.
Oh, okay, Leon, yeah, your turn, yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Leon Chen from Chinese Taipei. This is my second year to join WorldSkills, and we have two being competitors. And I am a professor in architecture department at National Taidong Junior College in Taiwan, and teaching architectural shop drawing, computer graphics, and 3D animation. And I am also working in industry. In Taiwan, we are trying to transfer some traditional industry workflow to digital pipeline, like the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. We think BIM pipeline is a great media to fill the gap between architectural drafting and construction. And also is a good chance to bring Taiwanese AEC industry to global market at the same standard. That's why we are here to join the BIM skills camp. In expectation, we could get other countries' experts and competitors to be indispensable source to support BIM changing international AEC industry, and also bring, bring back critiques about how my country's competitors did and what to improve after this camp. It's my pleasure here to meet all experts. I'm so happy that I can share BIM skills and experience with you. Finally, I hope everyone is doing well and stay safe during this critical season. Thank you.
Thank you, Lion. You see, it's really the live presentation is works better than the pre-recorded. But as Jacek right now shared with me, I will try to show the presentation after we'll have a break. And after the break, I really hope to every expert and every participant to show these two greetings from Viat to a really respectful person. So Jacek, it's your turn now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jacek Magiera. I work for the Krakow University of Technology. And we're the first university in Poland that opened the BIM training, formal program. It's a 3-semester graduate level study. So for the time being, we have a 5 years experience, probably one of the first university in Europe, and surely for the as far as it goes for the Poland, we are the first and the only university right now. So why I'm here? First of all, I think that BIM is the best thing we could give our students. It's time to transform the industry, the construction industry, to the digital construction, and BIM is the opening technology. It's not the only one, of course. We have many things. Alexei, you mentioned the Bitcoin and all these technologies. You mentioned, you didn't mention, but it's a database, business intelligence, Power BI for sure. That's the tool for the construction engineers, and the starting point is the digital asset representation. Yeah. So this is the thing that is the most important thing, and I see it pays off. For sure, if I tell you that my students that graduated 3 years ago, right now are BIM coordinators on the international project worth 1 billion euros. So with a 3-year experience on the market and the skills they get at the university, they manage to, to foster a brilliant career. This is the opportunity for all of us. So why I'm here, I'm open to new technologies. We are open to share, we're open to learn, and I hope that the world skill is one of the best opportunities to meet people, to meet experts, to meet students, to meet demands, to see what's important for others, and share what's important to us, and become BIM is really an international thing. It really integrates industries across the world. It's not a national thing, because the construction industry right now is an international business. So I hope we will meet not only our students, our professionals will meet not only on the world skill, but also on the construction side. So this is the starting point for the cooperation. I hope we all will benefit from this. So this is what I like to say to all of you, and greetings from Krakow. I put a picture of the Krakow main market behind me, so you see the color of the city. Thanks all.
Thank you very much, and we will be really glad to all come to you and to have skill camp in Poland.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Think of it. Okay, that's great.
Thank you very much. Thank you for both experts. So, I mean, you see, it's really to me, it's really great pleasure, and I think the benefit of all skills is what you could build a really professional community which working in one place, and we together can improve education in our country, can improve the even effect to the industry, and do the life in our countries better. So at least for me, that is the reason why I do not sleep at night, why I spend the holidays with work skills, just because it's really will help, or even helping to our society. And you see, we right now touched by the expert side, and we have another side. It's the students who participate. And if you don't mind, I will pick up some active. I think Maxim Emtsov from Russia, who created this Telegram channel for students, is very good candidate. Maxim, if you here, could you unmute your microphone and your video and talk while you're here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, great.
Hello, everybody, everyone. I'm very glad to welcome everyone, and I'm honored to say these words to you. Speaking about BIM and Skill Camp, I would like to say what I'm very happy to have the chance to participate in this and test my strengths and in my favorite pastime and find you acquire intensities and learn something new. And I believe what thanks to Skill Camp, I will be able to identify my strength and weaknesses, and at the end of the event, I will already understand what I need to work on to become ever better. I'm also sure what this will help me become successful professional, and I will be able to come closer to my dream, to make my hometown ever more beautiful and modern. It's end. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Maxim. Thank you very much. You see, I think every of students who participated in our event, I hope, has the similar objectives, similar goals. So I mean, that's what we really will work on. And I hope best of you will come to Shanghai, and we all will gather together in the really fall competition. And even participation in that competition means what you are among the best, or even the best in your country. So I mean, that's really could be really the great result. If we really, I really just trying to formalize some results of for what we expecting will be after the skill camp. And you see, I really draw a table, and from the left side I put what I think you could learn or test or try, and then to whom that will apply. So I mean, all of you, we will, although we do not have a real competition, but I will try to share and to show to you, all of you, these formal documents, formal procedures, which will be on the real competition. So I mean, if you will run that competition in your country, that will be more or less the same, with the same procedures. So I mean, so knowing that from our skill camp will makes you very easy to do it after. So the participants feel, for sure, feel the competition. So I mean, feel, what does it mean? It will be no so strict really rules. You will not compete to each other. You will compete against yourself. So, but it will be a real task. It will be time constraints, and it will be assessment. So I mean, so that's why you will really feel the competition. Experts from our side will get intensive training in assessment, because that is the most important maybe thing, and what we are doing during on the competition area. But I would also mention to expert, it does not any it's you could also try to do that task. So it's not for students only. You can do it, you could try on your own. And I know, for example, from our own practice in Russia, we also ourselves try to accomplish these tasks. And I have to tell you honestly, I personally is not able to proceed to do it for 100%. But that is the principle of world skills, where really the task has to be so difficult, what is practically impossible to do the task within the given time. So that's why only best of the best could really be a winner, but it's rarely. So, okay, after, if you participated and if you get this assessment, you will understand your strengths and weaknesses. So I mean, I know if we will go forward, what's in the professional life, we use several functionalities, for example, automation to do some functional faster, etc. But for the training, for educational purposes, we really ask you to show all your skills. For example, you have to create some families, or do something which you probably will not do in your practice life just because it will be some standard from your companies. But for educational purposes, you all need to do it, and we will ask you. But as a result, both expert and students will be ready for launching the skill in your country, just because you know procedures, you have example of task, you have example of marking scheme. So that's why you can do it, and you can launch it, take it, and can launch it on the local level. And moreover, after that exercise, you will be ready to apply for the Shanghai. So I mean, in principle, the task will be more or less the same. It will be additional modules, but having went through that exercise, you will cover 80% of the task which will be in Shanghai. So that's why uh, you really will be ready to do it. What additionally will get our students. So that's what I didn't do on Tuesday, dear expert, during our call, but right now discussing with WorldSkills Russia, I discovered it. Each of you who participated, who did it successfully, will get this skill passport. But this example, so that's why I don't put looks on the names or the dates. So that's why it was some, I understood, competition World Skills Russia did, and they just presented me some examples of a skills passport. What our participants need to get it? It's really just 3 steps. Really do the test project. So I mean, all these days, training days, you will have to deliver results as good as you can for the assessment. Secondly, your results, your outcome will be assessed by your experts and provided to us. We'll put it into WorldSkills assessment system. It's called CIS, Competition Information System. That is more or less the same system which all WorldSkills official competition use for gathering the results. And in the end, we will need what you will upload your final model to the skill camp folder. So I mean, you will that description will be in your task. You upload there, and your expert upload to us. So that is 3 steps how to do it. And when you will do it, you will get this skill pass, and this skill pass will contain the scores which you shows during our skill camp. So that document each of participant can get, and yeah, that's how it works. So right now we came through from WorldSkills, from history, from why BIM is important, our goals and objectives, what students will get, and we come to the next part, which called really recognition for our partners who support to organize it. So again, 3 very bright people. It's very strong team, but again, without partners, we could not organize it. So I would thanks several partners. It's Autodesk. Autodesk is historically a partner to WorldSkills International, to several skills. Autodesk was a partner for the full future skill zone in Kazan, And concerning us, we partnering with WorldSkills and using Way software in our competition. Again, the reason is very easy, and just because the oldest software is the most recognizable in industry. So according to the research, more than 70% worldwide companies use Autodesk products, mostly Revit. Secondly, Autodesk provided free software to education. So that's why we everyone could use it. Uh, uh, and so that's why I put here also a QR code to the website. So I mentioned that during the call with your experts, where you can download free software if you don't have the software yet. Secondly, it's BIM Academy. Why we really thank to them, because BIM Academy provided us a model. So honestly speaking, if we take models which we use in education process, it's very easy models. And secondly, if we're talking about world competition, our local models are not be able to use, just because it too much uh, use too much local standards, rules, terms, etc. So that's why for the international competition or international skill camp, the models has to be really pick up from the industry. And secondly, the models, even if we pick up from industry, should be remodeled again to be able to use it for skills competition. So that's why thank you very much for BIM Academy. And if you will need, uh, yeah, we will have a request to do it, they probably can do it. So Knowledge Point, thank you to them, because that's the company which originally lead the joint cooperation between Russia, Ireland, UK, gathering together in developing this unified skill description. And now that company, which works with many countries in Asia, in Africa, and I know some of you countries came just because Knowledge Point made some information to the partners in that countries, and I know Knowledge Point worked very close with ETC Brazil, and Brazilian team got the support. Sinai got the support from ETC Brazil, so that's why we came to ETC through Knowledge Point. And the last one, it's the sign of Novosibirsk State University of Architecture, Design and Arts. That was the university who support us very well and did a pre-testing of the task. So I mean, as I mentioned, it's not very easy task, or better to say, it's very hard task to create a project for the international competition. And they was really the team which did internal testing and provide a feedback to us what should be improved and what we should change. So that's why that three partners, thank you very much from our side. And right now we will come to very funny part. It's I would really propose to do the following. What all of us will do a join group photo. So I mean, so what I would propose all of you, what you will really turn on your video. We will and I will stop sharing my screen, and we will see our faces, and we smiling, and we will do our group photo. Just a second, I will stop sharing my screen. So please turn on your video, because first really we have first time so huge auditorium who is there. So I would, yeah. So maybe I will count from 10 to 1, and someone who, yeah, I see joining people. Chris right now from Singapore joined. Yeah, hello, hello, guys, come on. Maxim, turn on your video. During presentation, he was on. Yeah, who else will join? Come on, come on. Okay, because we from one side we have a time pressure of time. Yeah. Let's say greetings. Or Bruno made a heart sign. I will just a second. We'll do. I have quite new. Okay, let's do this way. Greetings. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I hope all of us, we could also do your greetings from your side, screenshot from your side to save and share you through the web. And I hope we will have everyone in our closing ceremony. So we will have a joint call with our students, and it will be really great. So just a second, I will continue my presentation, because I guess the next one will be the next one will be break. So I will propose we'll have 10 minutes break. So in that case, every one of us who technical delegates can leave our meetings, but we will continue and we will deep dive into our skills, our skill camp topics, and the main actors will be the experts and participants. So I will see you in 10 minutes. You see time was already started to count down, and in 2 minutes we will be back. See you soon. dear expert, dear participants. 10 minutes away, but as I see what's right now looking into the Zoom and looking into the YouTube, it looks for what we will all fit into the Zoom room. We right now coming to the second part. It will target into the skill camp, to the task, etc. So it will be really the part where it's necessary. What we will have a discussion. What your students will be able to ask their questions. So I already sent the message to the students chat what they could join. If you could also inform them to join our call, it will be great. So I will give additional maybe 1 minute what they could will be able to connect to the Zoom, and in 1 minute we will start. So welcome back. I'm very glad what we had such good first session. So unfortunately we had some technical issues, but it's will be over. So before we will start to the second part, I have a plan B to show the presentation, which greetings, at least part of them, which we get from our guest. Just a second. We'll use this plan B. So that's greetings which I get. It was from the Irish, from WorldSkills Ireland. It's a CEO and technical delegate. So I will just a second. I will check if I will shade. Screen sharing. Yes, that is correct.
Technical delegate of WorldSkills Ireland, to be asked to talk about the digital construction building information competition hosted by WorldSkills Russia. You are privileged to be a competitor or expert in this cutting edge skill. Before COVID-19, building information modeling was already an architectural, engineering and construction tool. Post COVID-19, it will be a ubiquitous communication tool in industry. Alexei, I'm sure, will run an industry standard competition, which will set a quality level for all WorldSkills member countries to meet. Participation in this competition will have huge addition to your toolbox of life skills, your curriculum vitae, and your employability. I wish each and every one of you the very best over the next coming few days in this competition. Thank you.
Okay, so at least we will got the greetings from Ray. I will check if we could, oops, so have the greetings from Malachi. I guess he could probably be with us. No, I didn't see him because he wanted to join us. Okay. Yes, just a second. Some. Yes. Okay, so welcome back. Our second part, it's really more focused on our training camp, and we will do that part together. So I mean with Anna. Anna is my deputy. She's on the call, and she's the person who organized the testing of the task with the students. So, and if we're talking about our 9-day events, somebody already asked about so long. That is really the schedule. That schedule our expert has already saw. So I mean, we right now on the first day, production day, we already made a let's say official part, and I hope your country delegates will join, or they will be able to see its recording. It's already on YouTube because it was a live translation to the YouTube. So maybe I will add the greetings from Ray and from Malachi to that presentation, what everyone will see, what that respectful gentlemen saw and wish to ask. So tomorrow it will be expert day. So that schedule, by the way, more or less reflect how the normal WorldSkills competition is scheduled. So I mean, the initial is really introduction day, welcome, etc. But the next days there is really some priorities. Expert days, it's really experts we're discussing. There is some documents, some process which expert has to do, but the main aim for expert is really the task and the assessment. The next day competitor are coming, and usually if we have a competition, they will come, and that will be really a common question about topics about health and security, etc. But the most important, we really will draw the working place. Usually during competition, that is the 100% the same computers, 100% the same software. They choose randomly the working place, and they sit in. They really try to adapt to Windows, Revit, or whatever, mouses, keyboards to their own. They will see the task, and maybe they will read it and ask questions. And that day is finished, and the next day is officially, it's called C+1, because everything, if you look into the WorldSkills documentation, everything every day before the competition were called C minus. For example, competitor day it will be C minus 1, expert day will be C minus 2. For the competition it will be C plus 1. So it means for 27th of July it will be C plus 1, and it will be called as the competition day number 1. We have training day, and for that model, which we will really assess on the Monday, it will be a 3 hours task. which your expert, which your students will do. Next day it will be longer. It will be 4 hours task. And the 29th it will be, let's say, as we call self-training. But it does not mean what students will not need to do anything, just because we will do on the third day everything which we did not manage to do before. So that's why before the real training days, the models will be good quality enough to come to the next competition day. So that's why we called it self-training, just because it depends from how good we were during the previous day. And but the expert will again will train the assessment even in that day. And after the last training day, we will have special expert day. So I mean, no training for students, but experts will gather together. And next Saturday, we will have a closing ceremony. If I will deep dive into that, but we will have a following structure. And by the way, Marks, if you have any questions, please write it into the chat session, what we could really after look into your questions and answer. So do not hesitate, and if you have questions, immediately write down. So that's the same BIM comes schedule, but I put it a little bit another way. So today, I put what we didn't put today way, because today is really, let's say, introduction day. What we did so far is really come everyone of the same understanding what we want to achieve during coming 8 days. If your official delegates attended, we really understood what you will be working with during this day, and what you will not spend or waste your money, but you will really learn something new. So tomorrow is an expert day, so students don't have to do anything. They could really prepare themselves. But for expert, it will be really a day when we will look through these procedures, documents, etc. We will discuss about topics about assessment, about test projects. So that is really the day when every expert are meeting, discussing, and then really the aim of that day, what each expert will have more or less the same understanding concerning the task, procedures, and the assessment scheme. Next day, however, it's competitor day. It's again about something about formal procedures, and yeah, you see the main focus will be to students. Competitors could attend, but they cannot attend for expert day. Students could not attend the first day, but expert can attend and just observe what's going on. So I would really propose, as we have about 80 students registered for the competition, what all students will be in Zoom, and you expert will be watch a stream on YouTube. So in that case, if we will have more students, you all will fit into one room, because right now we had 34 experts, so what's all together it will be more than 100. So 4 training days. What will be during that days? So I mean, students will try to accomplish the task, having that time restrictions and receiving the task from experts, and experts will assess the results of your work. So what will be really, there are two main stakeholders: you as a participant and expert as assessor. So to do to have really assistance guidance, how we will assess what do we mean under such aspects after we will do the following. All the experts will have a join Zoom call at 2 p.m. and we will pick up of one of, for example, Russian participants, and we will together assess that students. So I mean, during that assessment, each expert can really could really share their thoughts about what propose the assessment mark, and really understand what we really measure, how we measure, and after the expert will do the same for your own students. So in that ways, we will able to cover, each expert will able to train, to taste, to practice assessment, and for secondly, we will be able to cover each participants in our skill camp. And 31st, it will be expert day. So that's why already I gave several question or proposals for you to discuss about BIM education, BIM training, BIM preparation. We will really do a reflection of our skill camp, post it well, what could be improved. Maybe we will discuss about the marking scheme, and one of the topics of our discussion will be how your country will launch with BIM skills in your territory, and which support do you need from WorldSkills Russia or from our BIM skill team. So just because we have a little bit more experience, and maybe we can help you. And next Saturday it will be really closing ceremony. So I would really encourage you to really provide your emotions, your feedback, to share with us what you learn. And yeah, I just saw several times during an offline competition how it happened. So I mean, during the competitions, the students had this time pressure. They know what they are not accomplishing the task, but the task is really designed in that way what is not possible, practical, not possible to accomplish during the given time. But there are always the feeling what they did well, but after we really understood how good they did, we really understood how much we learned, we really understood uh, what they can do to do it better, and they, okay, let's say 95% of the students really becoming to be very motivated, and they, after coming back to school, and they really try to come to the next competition and do it better. So that is really exciting feeling. And I don't know how we will do during our online meeting, because in offline it's really happens, and I hope that we will be also able to have it in our online skill camp. Okay, I just will have a look into your questions. Okay, unfortunately, Camille, we cannot read. Okay, Windows. Yeah, okay, wrong Windows. Okay, so no questions so far, and we can go forward. About the task. So we right now get the translated version of a test project. So we will need to have a look how good the interpreter did it, because originally we developed it in Russian. And we will share it, the full version, with the expert team, and we will cut it into the pieces and share, and your expert will share with you students when it will be really the training day. So it means the expert will know the full task, and you will get for the first module the part of a test project, but everything you need to do the first task, the first 3 hours, Next day, you will get everything you need to do for the second day. And on Thursday, you will get everything you need for the last day. So how it works, I mean, everyone will, you first of all, the task, you have to design this townhouses. So the render is on the bottom on your screen. That is uh, not hard task, let's say this way, but it's also not so easy because it's really modeled in that way. What it's not, there are some hidden, let's say, hidden tricks. So, and you will get this task to do, for example, within 3 hours. You making this task, you submitting your result, and expert will do with, it's called marking scheme. So I mean, it's really describe what will be assessed, which will be assessed, and how many marks you will get per one aspect. So I mean, one aspect is really something which will be assessed, and each aspect could not be worthy more than 2 points. So it's not so many, and altogether, if you do this test project for 100%, you will get 100 points. Talking about points, please mention what is really, if WorldSkills really, if a big competition, so 100 points, it is impossible to get. So you should really just live with that. Where if you're talking about WorldSkills International, they recommend what the difficulty will be, so what the median participants will get about 70 points. So you see 70 points, so it's not 100. So it means about 1/3 of a task, it will be not finished. So that's why I really will pay attention that you should really initially very carefully read the task. And according to the task, you should really prioritize your work. Maybe you will understand what the core on the task is here, and you should really try to do it the better this part, and maybe made not so good some another part. But it's really one recommendation which I can give to any participant, to any competitors in any competition. Please read the task carefully, just because it contains many, let's say, suggestions, or many, let's say, recommendations what you should do. The participants does not know the market scheme. It will be never showed to the competitors. That market scheme is visible only to the expert. So why? Just because you don't know what will be assessed. So that's really easy. But I really encourage you to try to read, and then really try to do most what you can do within the time frame. It will be hard, but it's really worth to do. So that is maybe the topic about the task. We will come back to that task and assessment next days, so in coming 2 days. So for expert, we'll be dealing very deeply with that tomorrow. All competitor students, participants will do with that on Sunday. So it will be a little bit different piece of information, but we will really walk around that. One important thing, if we're talking about WorldSkills and about our skill camp, is our principles and about the WorldSkills code of conduct. So everyone who attend WorldSkills World Championship, every competition, every expert, every participant, every competitor will have to know and have to follow that document. So I even specially did a QR code, what you can immediately from my presentation made this screen could go and download this document from the WorldSkills.org. I will additionally just see what I did not do. I did not put here a direct link. So in my presentation, which I will put in our common folder, I will put here also direct link to the Code of Ethics and Conduct. So I mean, it's WorldSkills International open document, but we will leave and we will do our competition, our training camp according the principles. So on principle, there is several one, but we could really group into 4 parts. It's partnership. So I mean, for one side, if we are on competition, it's called even competition, and our students called a competitor. But our goal is really to jointly to develop, to help to our students show their best. We all together develop the skills. We all together improve the education in our countries. So that's why that is really important. Integrity, transparency, fairness, it's again what we will assess each students with the same principles, with the same bar, without any prejudgment on or biases. So what we really, our goal as experts to provide the fair assessment to our students, to fair feedback, to objective measurement to what they did, and to everyone, there is no place here for tricks. There no place for some trying to misuse, abuse, etc. Our goal, what we will really find the, if in a competition the best, our goal in skill camp, what each of you will test, will learn, will try, be in role either or in as participants, as a competitor, or in role of experts. So that is really rules. And honestly speaking, if I reflecting back in Kazan, in our competition, we really had such feeling, such really understanding, such atmosphere on our competition place, and that's what's how good we was, and that's the result we really get was because we really follow that principles. So that's really my recommendation. What you everyone will read what code of conduct, and during the next day will really follow. What is maybe especially important if we're talking right now, we have a skill camp, and many students will work remotely. So I really encourage you what you will try to show all what you can honestly, and the main what's outcome, you will get a fair and objective assessment of your skill. So that is really the goal of our competition. Maybe about infrastructure. So we'll need of this Revit. Some of you countries, I know you have an access to BIM 360, and on the World Championship we use BIM 360, but unfortunately for us, but fortunately to Autodesk, this BIM 360 is right now so popular. What they did not do it available to the education yet widely. So I mean, I know some universities has established even authorized training center, Autodesk training center, to get access to BIM 360. But sorry, and your task, it will be some reference to BIM 360. But I will tell honestly to you, to everyone, we will not have any aspect assessing how good you work in with BIM 360. It's really optional, and it's just as really mentioned here, if your organization has have an access where you can use it and you will really get better, let's say, emulation of a world championship. If you don't have, you can discuss with your expert which common data environment you are creating. The main thing what you really doing appropriate process, appropriate way, and we assess. Dear expert, I would also pay your attention what's in initial call which we did on Tuesday. I mentioned here of this Navisworks, but after reviewing with my crew, I found what's this module which require Autodesk Navisworks we will not provide for the skill camp. So that's why you don't need to have Navisworks for this training camp. But what's okay? The one important notes to everyone: what you should have the clear Revit. So it's mean during for the task, during the skill camp, you don't need or you don't have to or you're not able to use any scripts, any preload families, any plugins. Plugins is under this QR code, unfortunately, but plugins also here. And you should really need a standard build it in Revit templates, and we will use metric for our project. So that's why please for the testing purposes use such clear environment. So I know maybe you're working right now some project, maybe you doing right now diploma, preparing some models for diploma where you have many preloaded families, many you develop many scripts, plugins you use for your country specific templates. I really ask all of you for the competition, please use the environment, which again, more or less will be similar like on World Championship. There will be no such add-ons, such help, okay, yeah, which you could have and for sure should use in your professional life. Here we really have, let's say, more educational goals. So that's why please for the competition use a clear clear machine. So what is the link to software download concerning the version? So originally in original documents we asked to use 2021. But as I understood, in some countries, due to COVID, the vocational schools, colleges, universities are still closed. And as I know, what Odesk decided to have randomly checked eligibility of use for students' licenses. So some of you could face some issues to provide supportive documents. So that's why any Revit from 2019, 2020 into 2021 is possible to use, but not early stages. So I mean, if you have early, I would really, you will not be able to do, I guess, the second module. So that's why I really encourage you to have proper the best way 2021, but in that case, your experts should also have 2021. So I strongly recommend to your expert to have 2021. For you, you should really discuss it with your experts. And what is the link to Autodesk software download? So I really encourage you that you will use the legal version of software. I know many our countries, Russia, China, etc., we all have a huge level of pirated software, but we can be able to use free software from Autodesk. Please use it. Okay, coming forward, training process. Some important notes what's applicable for all, for expert and for participants. Number one, the participants are working with your experts. So I mean, we centrally will not see, assess, and provide any feedback to your work. So that's all you do to directly with your expert. So your expert is your main contact point. You for sure can use this Telegram chat. I'm here and there. I hope Anna is also there, but that is really unofficial channel. We will not provide you any guidelines through that channel. Please work close with your experts, and they will be really the person who provide what to do. They will give you the task. Will give you necessary drawings, PDFs, etc., which we need. If you will need some additional information, again, you will get it from them. So I, working with your experts, I would encourage you before the competition, maybe tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, decide the following. First of all is common data environment. As I mentioned, BIM 360 is not available to any countries or to any individual in the organization. For example, in Russia, we are working close with commercial companies and to discussing with them what they will let us use with BIM 360 during coming week. So I mean, so we will use it and then they will get it back. So maybe your organization, your university has its own, or you link to some big companies who could provide the same opportunity to you. So that will be really great. If not, no problem. Just agree most convenient for you, both of you, both parties, most convenient way. Secondly, about training timing. You see, as we spread across the globe and we have a training camp, we will not provide any the same time for competition time for you. So you will discuss with your expert the most convenient time for you to accomplish the task. So what does it mean? It means we will have at 2 p.m. a common session with an expert during the training day, and we will talk about assessment, and we will pick up some work which Russia students did. So I mean, you can do it after 2 p.m. You can do it before 2 p.m. You can do it even a day before. So I mean, so that's by 2 p.m. Moscow time you already did it. So it's up to you, because sorry, we know what some countries still have the educational period, and you can adjust participation in skill camp to your education schedule. What you don't lose no education, either skill camp. We're really flexible. We're really working in asynchronous mode, and we have this synchronizing session just for expert and really to do to decide how they will better assess. So that's why it's really free, up to you to discuss with your expert the most convenient schedule. What else? Okay, I partly mentioned about it what each training did. So I mean, it's not tomorrow and day after tomorrow, but each Wednesday we will have a special call with expert and discussing how we assessing that. So your assessment, your outcome of each day will be assessed by your own expert. So it will be again training practice to them, and they will just provide this information to me. So we will not check it. We will not try to recheck it. We really just gather it information and put it into the WorldSkills information system. What we will do in the moment. And the last one, as you mentioned, as I mentioned before, WorldSkills will provide a skills camp, and to do that, additionally to your assessment marks, assessment result, we will need to receive your final form, final project, your federated model, and the specification requirements will be described in your task for the last day. So you provided to them to your usual common data environment, and they will provide it to us. So that is maybe the training process, important notes, which all of you should know and should follow. So according about just a second, I will maybe read your comments. Okay, Leon, I already answered to you about the assessment. So I mean, you could assess. Okay, we will do following. We especially see decided to have each day at 2 p.m. a common call just to go through one model to another model, because it will be very difficult to assess the full task in one time. So that's why it even the good practice at WorldSkills World Championship not to do it in once, because in that case expert will be sleepless, and that is not good practice. So your students can do it, for example, well, let's say imagine the following: we will decide to do the task during Sunday and Monday. So because we will have you will be having that moment all tasks, you will have all what's necessary, but they could do it within that time frame. For example, first model within 3 hours, then the second within 4 hours, and then they should really improve the models, and when we do the last one within 3 hours. So, but we will review it on Monday, the first model, on Tuesday, the second, and then Thursday, the last one. So all together, and you will assess the same for your students. Okay, timeline I also mentioned to you. Expect to do when students all expert will have during these days the meetings at 2 p.m. Moscow time from 27th to 31st. And tomorrow, WorldSkills Russia, after our call, will provide us additional link to the expert for our joint meeting for tomorrow, and to the students to have a joint meeting on Sunday. So I mean, so that's how it works. Okay, ask me also answer it. We don't need Navisworks now. Yes, so just because we don't provide one models which will require that. So I mean, again, you like it for our side. If we're talking really about knowing the BIM process, that could be very good practice, good training for students to use Navisworks. Okay, Bruno, so honestly speaking, you will be asked to develop some families. So that's why you don't need to use a standard one. And after you did this task and we assess your families, you will be given families centrally. So it's not a standard which comes with Revit. With Revit, we will provide to you the families from our own. Okay. Okay, Anna already I saw she provided already the links to the your coming meetings, but please see what's for Thursday only expert tomorrow you should attend, and for Sunday the main target audience will be competitors or students. Expert could attend, but it's not required. So expert could have could relax on Sunday. Okay, about common data environment. So I mean, we right now thinking so that as the topic with skill path accurate after our joint call, we're right now thinking how to provide the submission of the final model. So maybe we will be able to provide the access to BIM 360. I don't know. So maybe it will be just a link to shared folder at Google Drive, and you will upload the final model from your common data environment with your students to that common data environment. So I guess I answered the all questions. So in that case, I come to the next steps, and you are free to write down your next questions. So about next steps and follow-up. So if I answered or close to be answered all your questions and it's clear so far, so I mean about what we will do, what's really a recommendation I could give to you and see the follows. First of all, it's really yeah evident what you should really make sure what you're ready to skill camp. Right now we discuss about the requirements, about software, about what you should have. So I mean, um, just really prepare the environment, the software to the competition. So that's easy. Secondly, it's again about the common data environment. Prepare it and discuss and agreed about your schedule, about the communications, etc. So I mean, why it's important because, for example, due to COVID situation, some territory are able to organize it already centrally. For example, in your vocational schools and your colleges, gather all students together who participated in skill camp. What is one options? Many others, as I saw during today, called made the video streaming from home. I do it from my home, and I saw Maxim did it also from his home. So I mean, but if we work in remote mode, it's important what we discuss and agreed about some kind of communication. For example, if students will have 3 hours time limitation, how when uh, the students will start, when it will be finished, how he gets the task to do, and how he or she will submit the results to expert. So that's all you should really discuss. And the last one, it's again to attend tomorrow for expert, day after tomorrow for students. Anna already sent to our chat this link, so I encourage what all of you right now made a copy paste and will attend accordingly the expert tomorrow and students in day after tomorrow. So, and the last remark, all common events tomorrow and day after tomorrow during the week closing ceremony will be in 2 p.m. Moscow time. So I mean, it's the same time like we start today. It will be the same time for all coming 8 days. So just if you're here, you know what how it fits to your local time. Mark that time. It will be unfortunately very late in China. and unfortunately very early in Brazil, but that is really the most convenient time for, let's say, for east part and to most west part of our participants. Yeah, so that's why I would really ask what you will adjust for with coming week, your schedule, your to that 2 p.m. some events, and that's all what I could tell you about next steps and follow up. So both we come to slowly to the last part of our today conversation about Q&A. So please, right now, I would prefer if you will write down into the chat, and we will really, in that case, can first of all see what you write in. Secondly, we can easier to understand because it has no accent. Thirdly, if we write down, we usually think better. So that's why it's much easier to understand what you really meant. Okay, so I mean about your sending task. Uh, if you, I don't know, are you expert or participants? So I mean, the task will be shared with an expert, and they will provide it to you according to the agreed competition time, training time. So I mean, today, I hope today we will check it, because just before our uh, session, I got the translation from Russian to English. So that's why we will need some time to check. And I even don't know if we will really be able to check everything, or something could happens and we will need to send all or some comments what's meant, or if some terms was not translated correctly. We tried it best to us, because in any such times where we use some terms, we send to interpreter the correct version, correct term name in English. But okay, I'm not sure, so it can happen. So that's why experts will know tomorrow, and they will have, I guess, everything what's necessary tomorrow too. And you can, in that case, use that and share, and your expert can share that with you. Um, uh, so I mean, again, the question about Camille, not only models. Models we need just for final, let's say, evidence what you really did the job, and you are entitled to be awarded with a skill camp. Uh, uh, we will discuss more about principles of assessment with you during coming 2 days. So I mean, with expert, we will really look through the market scheme. I hope the interpretation will be finished also, because it's not yet delivered to us. But we will able to look through, and you will deeply understand. If you're a student, if you're participants, you will really talk about principles. The competitor, according to WorldSkills rules, never sees the market scheme, never. So not before, not during, not even after the competition. So that is visible only to experts. What is the instrument which they are using for their judgment? So that's why. But the principles, the examples, we can really, yeah, show it with you, no problem. So submission of models. So I mean, the final one. So you see, we have a special 1 day additionally on Friday, which will be no competition. So I mean, that's why we could submit. About submission, Chris asked from Singapore. To you, it's up to you, because we don't need an intermediate result. So I mean, this intermediate result will be submitted only to you. and from your competitor to you, from your participant to you, and you will assess it. We will need only the final model, so the result which the students will get on the end. It's really just evidence what they really accomplished somehow. Again, I will provide Pavis attention. It's not possible to do 100%. For we have a special day on Wednesday for self-practice when you everyone will be able to improve their models, but we have again last Thursday, next Thursday, sorry, the final model. So that's why we need to get this model, which will be model, and by way of one IFC model, one Revit model, which your competitor will get in that moment. But each the end of each days you will assess. You will need the model. So I mean, if you're talking about the I don't know, Anna, do we need model or do we need some other artifacts? I cannot remember, but models we will need for sure for assess.
We need models and families, but families will be included in the model.
So I mean, the drawings will be also included in the model.
One of the day we need drawings, but they will see them in the model either. Only model.
Yeah. So I mean, so just because it's really contains everything. Okay. So yeah, okay, Chris, I also answered you. Only the final model has to be submitted. Yeah, final model, and we also ask to put it into IFC, convert it to IFC to two, let's say, artifacts: the federative model and in Revit, and the model in IFC. So, dear expert, dear participants, is there any question so far? Okay, Navis asked about providing CAD drawings in Chinese. So again, you see, if we really have the World Championship in mind, okay, we right now preparing the skill camp has such bar, honestly speaking. We really want what all of you will come to Shanghai next year for participation in the WorldSkills World Championship. So that's why we also try to do it according to WorldSkills international standards. According to WorldSkills international standards, working language is English, working materials is English. So I mean, so that's why, and you will get these all drawings also in English. So I mean, it's free to you, up to you to use interpreter. So I mean, that is really not prohibited to WorldSkills. So that's why we will share that with an expert and with Chinese experts, and the Chinese expert can use your own interpreter to translate the task to the Chinese, but the drawings will be in English. So I mean, but it's not, I mean, if you translate the task into Chinese, I guess, and you will have for our site the example of task in English, will be easy to understand drawings as well. So please write your other questions. And Navis, maybe one comment. So I mean, the English as a foreign language, I guess it will be very easy to people in South Africa. It will be very easy to people from Singapore. I don't know if we have some other countries where English as is really as a native language. So I mean, to any other countries, it will be foreign language. And I also know what's for Russian participants, what will be really a challenge, especially if, for participants from colleges. But again, we discuss it with them honestly, what if they really try to test themselves, if they really try to assess if they are able, or if they would be participate for bid to be a national national team members. They have to do through that exercise. So we also, for example, in Russia, although we have a Russian Revit, and we all work locally in Russian version, we ask all participants to use English version of Revit. So again, as it for training purposes. So I mean, that is reason. And again, I think that will provide additional difficulty to our participants, because if they always use with Russian language, we use the Russian tools and Russian naming, they immediately have to switch to English. It will be a shock to everyone. I will honestly speaking, none of Russian, even Russian participants did the task before. So for everyone, it will be the real first time competition. Uh, uh, some participation from college participated in WorldSkills, but as I mentioned in the initially, we have different approach to the skill. We have team competition, and task itself is quite different. So that's why to them it will be again challenge to understand what to do and accomplish them within the given time. So each of so I mean, to us it's again even to Russia, although we together with Ireland was the first who launched it. It will be the first time competition. It will be really a challenge, but yeah, in that case we all have the same situation. We are on the same boat, and we all faced with same challenges. So dear experts, dear participants, please ask your questions. So if no more questions, I would propose the following. In the first part, we did the photos of each of us having the having the only expert into our Zoom team. Right now, we have even students in our Zoom team. So I would encourage what's again, we all switch on our videos, and students too. And we will have, I hope, we'll have right now more in our chat, no, real faces. So, so please turn on your videos. Okay, yes, sure, people are appearing, it's great. It looks you was not sleeping, sleep. So you see more good, interesting faces are appearing. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, my dog is barking. Just a second. Again, some people who was active during the first part is not, did not, yeah, hi Bruna. So, okay, I should really, okay, yeah, we coming. Thank you very much. Two, in my screen I have two, just free faces without the video. So if you have already all video faces, so please do the screenshot. I really would like to wait until two additional pictures will be on. I just see in my screen it's Maxim, and even our interpreter Lina is off. So please. So I mean, okay. So we have screenshots and photos. You also can do by way the same, and we can change what we will see from different yeah, types. Yeah, I'm very glad what I see all of you. I hope we'll have a great competition, and I hope all of you will enjoy these days. So I don't see any questions so far which are coming into our chat. It's mean in that case, I will really stop the recording. It's still we will have still live broadcast to YouTube. So that's why immediately, if you would like to have immediately see what's going on, recall, you can go to YouTube and see and have immediately video. I will put my presentation into our shared folder, and I managed to get an access there. And I wish you all very interesting coming week. I will expect to see all experts tomorrow at 2 p.m. Moscow time in Zoom, which Anna put in our chat. So please make sure that you copy paste your link, which we provided here. And students will be in day after tomorrow to see each of you. And in that case, we are closing our ceremony because there really no more questions are coming. I wish you good luck. Enjoy this week. Learn a lot during this week. Do not hesitate to ask questions during the week. And students, I really wish all of you to show best what you can show to us. If it will be difficult, you don't have to stop doing. Really keep doing, keep working. It really maybe one models I will also mention to you. One models will be very difficult to you just because you are not very strong in that particular models. But the next model will be could really be something which you are really professional, and you will in that models you will get higher marks. So that's why I really ask you, do not give up. Go forward. Try to show all the best what you can show, and you will really get a feedback from an expert. And after you can really, okay, first of all, you will self-understand your weaknesses, your strengths. It's very good exercise for that. But after you really can understand what does it mean, WorldSkills, how the WorldSkills championships looks like, and if you will be really motivated to do that, go ahead, participate in next competition, launch the skill camp in your colleges, in your countries, and I hope to see at least best of you, most motivated of you in Shanghai. And I will be really glad if we, with our team, with WorldSkills Russia, BIM skill team, somehow help you on that endeavor, and we will really be happy to assist you in the future. So in that case, thank you very much. See experts tomorrow at 2 p.m. In Zoom, and the competitor, the participants, the students, we will meet with you on Sunday. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Alexei.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.